Right, morning everybody. Friday morning, we're back in. It is 7:30 and we're ready to go. Friday class. Friday morning stretch class. I think we're going to have a bit of a compromise. We're going to do a warm-up, we're going to do a little bit of a workout, and then we're into our stretch routine this morning. So you should go away from this class feeling energized, stretched out, and ready for your weekend without being too exhausted. Sounds good? Of course it does. So let's wake ourselves up. I don't know how you're feeling on this Friday morning or whenever you're doing this. So wherever you are, whatever time of day it is, let's get warmed up. You could do this with the dumbbells. I'm not going to bother though. We're going to start out with a squat to press movement. Are you ready? Squat to press movement. We go down, we press high, squat to press. We're going to go through a warm-up that kind of morph into a bit of a workout based on what we did on Wednesday, and then turn this swiftly into a stretch class before it gets too much. Squat to press. All right, so this is warming up, so whatever tempo feels good, and build up that depth. I'm not going to use the timer this morning. We'll just wing it through this warm-up squat to press movement. I figured the timer is, it's just slightly abrasive, isn't it, on a Friday morning? It's abrasive for the soul. Okay, so without the timer, squat to press. 3, 2, 1. You're now going to grab your weights. So I'd probably go for the lighter set of dumbbells if you've got a choice. I don't have a choice. We're going to step back into a lunge position. We're going to bring them up into shoulder press position. The legs stay where they are, alternating shoulder press. Breathe. Get that full depth to your breathing. Good. Take the arms back to their start position and switch the legs. Reset the alignment, alternating shoulder press. Good. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Dumbbells back down. Take it back to a squat. Add that knee drive. Squat to knee drive. So this was your first combination of movements on Wednesday. Shoulder press with a squat knee drive. Ooh. How are those legs feeling? Surely that's not from Wednesday's class. A little bit achy. All right. I was going to say squat some strength into those legs, but it doesn't sound quite right. Build some strength into those legs. For 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Let's go through that again. Pick up the dumbbells. Step back into that lunge position. Lengthen that stance. Shoulders back. Spine in neutral. Arms up. Alternating shoulder press. So one stays still, other arm moves. Again, get that length to the breath. So even though the shoulders are working, it's like with that relaxed posture. Okay, arms stay still, switched stance. Shoulders down, back up straight, alternating shoulder press. Relaxed posture, as in we're not sort of fighting the exercise, going through the movement with a bit more calmness perhaps. 3, 2, and 1. Back up, weights down. Squat to knee drive, squat, knee drive. Nice. All right, so a little bit of work through those legs. 5 more. 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, nicely done. Let's just go through our second pair of movements we had on Wednesday. We're going to take this down to the floor now. Make sure you've got your dumbbells ready. So we had this chest press variation here. We had arms to the vertical, lengthened from the shoulders. Knees came up to tabletop. Bring your awareness to that midsection. Arms did chest press movement. There. And as you lowered, we lengthened the leg and then brought it back, alternating sides with that leg extension. And again, that kind of energy of calmness, so you're not fighting the movement. But simply moving with intention. Aware that one knee stays still while the other leg lengthens. Good. One more each side. Nice. All right. Feet come back down. Dumbbells down. Lift the hips up. Right. So we paired that with some sort of variation of hip bridge. Either the sort of movement that we've done before, the halfway lift, the kick-ups, or we hovered the hips off the floor and did that bicycle crunch movement. Elbow to opposite knee, knee to opposite elbow. Keeping your bum off the floor. Working into that posterior chain. Oh, this is the one with the slow shuffle backwards. I don't know if you're getting that. Maybe you're not doing this on a concrete floor. Actually, I'm not on the concrete floor. I'm on kind of like I think it's a 3mm bit of sort of wood composite packing board. Luxury. 3, 2, 1, and lower down. All right. Shuffle yourself back into the middle of the room. Find your weights. Arms come to vertical. Knees come up to tabletop. Head and shoulders lift if you like. Chest press with the leg extension. Nice. All right, again, find that energy of calmness, that control and that intention. Good. Yes, feel that strength through those abs, which should definitely be switched on now and working if you've got your head and shoulders lifted. Good. 2 more each side. There's 1 and 1, 2 and 2. Lower it down, feet down, hips up, set up, bicycle crunch. Good. I feel I'm slowly getting further away from you for 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. Lower down and stretch out. All right, nice bit of work through those abs. All right, somehow get back up onto your feet. We've got our last little set. You need 1 dumbbell here. All right, so find your way to your feet. Stand tall. Oof, really find your balance. One arm comes up. Shoulder press position. Same side, knee lifts. All right, so you're in this single arm, single leg balance position. Actually, that way was better. There. You can do a single arm shoulder press. There's your shoulder press. But at the same time, toes touch down behind on that lifted leg. All right, so this was your swimmer press. Finding that position in front crawl, that reach. Legs in that kick configuration. Arm in that reach. Torso slightly rotated. Arm in line with the center line, but not over it. And even that other arm in that position as it's just about to come out of the water. Extended through the elbow, engaging through the tricep. tricep, triceps. Oh, is it always plural? I don't know. Last one. There, good. All right, switch sides. Knee lift up, shoulder press up. Stand tall, shoulder down. Reach up, there's your shoulder press. Toes down, there's your kick position. Pelvis should stay still all the way through this movement. I don't think there's any rotation through the pelvis really. There's no tilting forwards or backwards. But there's a lot going on everywhere else. Ooh, concentration required. One more after this. Ooh, there it is. Oh, and relax down. Dumbbell down, feet together, stand tall, alternating lunge backs. All right. Okay team, let's do this set of lunges, stepping back, alternating sides, lunge backs, and then we'll get down onto the floor and go through some stretching routines. All right, so lunge backs here. Good. So nice long lunge back, working with the range of movement that's good for you. Could go deeper into that lunge, bringing that stretch already into the hip flexor. Or we could keep it high and perhaps up the tempo and bring some circulation and some warmth through those leg muscles. Whatever feels good. Keep these lunge backs going. For 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right, shake that out. Grab a drink of water if you've got that handy, and then make your little area set up. You've got your mat. Should we start on the mat? Yes, let's start down on the floor. So we'll start down on the floor, and let's go into box shape. All right, I'll give you a few moments just to get down on the floor, making sure you've got space around you. Hands below shoulders, knees below hips. All right, and we'll meet here. So just take a few moments, settling the shoulders down. Relaxing your breath. Relaxing tensions in the body that don't need to be there. Perhaps let's take a few moments here just to allow the eyes to close and just focus on softening any tension in the body. Perhaps bringing your awareness to your breath. That energizing inhale. And that relaxing, releasing exhale. Perhaps softening through the shoulders. Gently lengthening through the neck. Bringing that spine into neutral. Good. All right, from that neutral position, can we arch that spine up, tilt the pelvis underneath and find that cat stretch, bringing curvature through the length of the spine, and breathe here for a moment. Feeling how the head can hang, unweighted, unloaded through the neck. Feel that range of movement through the length of the spine, the length through the arms. Good. And then gently flowing back down through that neutral position and then tilting the pelvis the other way. And gently with this, just gently lifting the chest, gently lifting the head. This doesn't need to be forced. It's more that intention of extension through the spine, opening through the chest. Perhaps some length through the spine as well, from the tailbone up through the thoracic part of the spine, through the chest. Good. And then re-lift all the way back through neutral again and refine that cat stretch. Good. And then allow that to come back down into neutral. Find your tabletop position or your flat back position. And refine that breathing and that calm. Good. All right, I think I had my eyes closed that whole time, but you can reopen your eyes if you were the same. And then let's take this through into our hip flexor stretch sequence. So we're going to take our left foot and step forward. So ignore step forwards, left foot into that kneeling hip flexor and lift up and reach up with the right arm. Good, so into that nice hip flexor stretch. Good. All right, breathe here for a moment. All right, so energized on that in-breath. Using that exhale to release and relax deeper into that stretch. Good. Nice. All right, so you've got a little bit of time now just to open out through any tiredness in the limbs, any tightness in the limbs. Bring some openness through the chest and shoulders and hips. And feel energized by that breath. So we've got the right arm lifted, haven't we? We're going to circle that right arm around. The hand goes down on the floor. And we're going to open up through the left. Making sure we've got that energy of openness through the chest and the shoulder. There. Good. Hold that arm up high, but tuck the toes on that back foot. So tucking the toes on that right foot. You're going to circle that arm around, send it forwards and lift that back knee. It's like an extended long runner's lunge. Nice. Good. So feel the work that the body needs to do to hold this position, but release any tension that doesn't need to be there. That extended left arm then, that left arm is going to find the left knee. That back foot flattens over to the side and we lift up with the right. There, so we're extended up high now. Good. That extended right hand finds the right hip. And then that supporting left arm, you're going to send that up high. Reach. Good. That expansion through the torso. And then we can settle both arms down to warrior two position as they come to the horizontal. There. I'm aware here I've got this short mat underneath me which is slidey on this wooden bit of flooring. Okay, so the feet are grounded here. There, shoulder blades down. Nice. Good, we're going to send this all forwards, refine that support on the front knee, reach up and over with the right arm. Good. All right, and remembering that long supported runner's lunge position, that extended right arm circles back around, the right hand finds the floor, transitioning back into that supported runner's lunge. Right, we've got a rotation here towards that lead leg. So this can be quite tricky, so you could leave this here and build that rotation just with that supporting left hand on the left knee. Or if it's available to you, you can open out through that left side, keeping that right leg extended. Nice, you could even allow the vision to follow that arm. Just be mindful that if we try and force this beyond where we're able to, we'll end up closing through that chest. So it's that energy of openness that we're looking for here. And again, if it's better for you, just keep that arm on the knee. All right, sweep that arm back through, send it forwards, refine that length, and then placing that left hand down inside the left foot, you can then step back into a high plank position. High plank position here. Good. All right, from here, lift the hips up into a downward facing dog. Nice. And then we're all going to pop the knees down on the floor. Bring the forearms down to the floor as well and settle the pelvis and the hips down. And shine gently forwards in that Sphinx pose, back extension. All right, good. Right, so we've got that same routine through on the other side. And again, mindful that it's done within the movements that are available to us. So it should feel helpful rather than contorting. Available rather than forced. All right, hips lift back up, hands on the floor, tuck the toes, lift the hips into downward facing dog. We're going to step forwards with the right foot, left knee comes down. So kneeling, right foot forwards, left knee down, lift up, left arm reaches now. Hip flexor, opener, hold it here for a few breaths. Breathe. Good, feel that opening through the hip flexor, that lengthening through the torso. Good. All right, so that extended left arm, that circles around, the left hand finds the floor. We open out through the right, so the knee is still on the floor at this point. It's a kneeling rotation. Good. Again, that energy of openness and expansiveness. All right, this is where we now tuck the toes on that back foot, as if you're readying that knee to lift up. In fact, you are readying that knee, because you're going to circle that arm around as it comes through, lift that back knee, send that arm forwards. Extended runner's lunge. See if you can have that intention of shining the chest forwards even here. Feel how that sort of counteracts that hunched up upper back posture. Good. That extended right arm then finds the right knee. Like a forearm on the knee kind of support position. That back foot flattens over to the side. Left arm reaches, extends up high. Good. Nice. And that extended left hand, that left arm, sorry, brings it around. Left hand finds left hip. This supporting right arm. Send it high. Good. So intentionally going through this routine fairly slowly, allowing you to breathe and move and soften into each position. Any tightness you can breathe into that and release on the exhale. Good. Arms to the horizontal, into warrior two. Settle the shoulders down. Good. So in warrior two, we're leaning neither forwards or backwards. You can see the back is up straight. It's a grounded position, but it's open through the hips. You might feel that stretch. It's grounded through the feet. Right, and now from here, we can lean it forwards. Front arm, that right arm finds the right knee. Reach up and over with the left. That extension through the side body. Remembering that long supporting runner's lunge. Circle the left arm round. Left hand finds the floor. Set up for this rotation. Right, so we can bring hand to knee. Maybe that's enough. Open out through that shoulder. Remember, we're not forcing this. We're moving into the range of movement available to us. Right arm can reach up high if it's there. Breathe into that. So there might be a little bit of shaking through the legs, that's okay. Breathe into it, soften into that stance, soften into that rotation. That extended right arm can now circle around and you can send it forwards. Open through the chest. That right hand can now come inside the right foot and we can there step back into a high plank. Alright, refine that symmetry of alignment. Hips come up, downward facing dog. Good. And then that transition through to Sphinx pose, we could do that same thing with the knees coming down, or we could come to high plank, lower down into Chaturanga, and then slide it forwards into an upward facing dog. So back extension either in that Sphinx pose we did before, or into this upward facing dog or cobra-like stretch before re-lifting the hips, transitioning back into downward facing dog. Good. And then from here we're going to step forwards with the left foot. Left foot steps forwards. Just going to check how we're doing. We're good. Left foot steps forwards. We're going to lift both arms up and reach high into that crescent lunge. Breathe. Alright, so however we manage that transition, we're now in a crescent lunge position here. Good. Nice. From here, we can circle the arms back to horizontal. Oh, and we're in warrior two again. There. Nice. Take that transition back, bring the arms up onto the ball of the back foot, hips facing forwards, and we're into crescent lunge. Beautiful. All right, here's a tricky transition. Remember that donkey kick position. That's where you're standing on a single leg, one leg out back, arms perhaps out to the side or arms forwards. I'm going to circle the arms and send them forwards and transition onto a single leg balance. All right, circle the arms, send them forwards, single leg balance. All right, whether you saw that, whether you heard it, on you go. Single leg balance. So you're balancing on the left foot here into donkey kick position. Arms either forwards or out to the side. This is like a little variation of warrior three. There we go. Okay, so this is donkey kick position that we're familiar with. We've done this before. We usually come into this from a knee lift position. All right, remembering that crescent lunge. Can we allow that back foot, that right foot, to re-find the floor, to recircle the arms and send them high into crescent lunge. Circle back to the horizontal, warrior two. Hips to the side. That's it, as in side facing. Circle the arms back around, up to the vertical, crescent lunge, and then high plank position. Circle around, hands find the floor, step back, high plank position, refine symmetry. Right foot steps forwards, long lunge, reach up, crescent lunge. So standing, crescent lunge position, right foot forwards, arms to the horizontal, flatten the back foot, warrior two. Smooth transition. Pivot that back foot onto the toes, arms up high, crescent lunge. Okay, single leg balance, balancing on the right foot. Arms are going to circle, use that momentum, send it forwards. Arms circle, send it forwards. Into single leg balance. Arms either forwards or out wide. Find that tabletop-like position. There. So single leg tabletop. Donkey kick, warrior three, whatever we're going to call it. Warrior donkey. All right. Okay, crescent lunge position. Remember it? Okay, make it happen. Toes go down, circle the arms up. There's crescent lunge. There's warrior two. Set it back up. There's crescent lunge. Circle the arms, find the floor, step back into high plank position. Lift back up, downward facing dog. Knees come down to the floor. Refined box shape. Hands below shoulders, knees under hips. We're back to where we started. Take a few breaths here. Arch the spine up into cat stretch. Bring it back down. Shine the chest forwards into cow stretch. Reflex through the spine. Find cat stretch. And then back to neutral into box shape. Soften the shoulders. Lengthen the breath. Lovely, good. And then allow yourself to come onto your knees, up onto your feet. Take it back up to standing. Shake out the arms, shrug out the shoulders. Good. All right, team, I hope that has left you feeling energized, relaxed, ready for your day and ready for your weekend. A little bit of work at the start, not too much. So I hope you enjoyed. Right team, so 3 different classes, isn't it? Monday, Wednesday, Friday. We're back in on Monday, hitting those legs. 7:30 for the live class. And then the rest of the week, I will see you on screen. All right team, have a great weekend. Kudos for doing the classes this week. And I'll see you on the other side of the weekend. Okay, bye for now.